Hand clap to the massive brothers and sisters. We are finally back. We finally made it to another reaction on this year Mystelics Reacts channel. Big up all yourself for tuning into another vibrations, all the Mystelics family. And of course, the newcomers on there, big up all yourself one time. Of course, big up all those who tuned in yesterday on the BrBpTV live interaction, reaction, vibrations, brothers and sisters. Quite a number of you guys turned out for it. And of course, we talked about a number of things right there. Of course, you can check out BrBpTV, the live section. And of course, check out the latest video that we actually did right here. But welcome to another Mystelics reaction. And guys, don't forget to click the thumbs up button. Click it, brothers and sisters. Click the like button right here to help push these videos further and further. And of course, subscribe for the newcomers out there. If you're new to this channel and have not subscribed, or the individuals who have not subscribed yet, subscribe, brothers and sisters, so you can get the latest vibrations when they do tend to come through right there. Definitely subscribe, brothers and sisters. I want to appreciate that right there. Anyways, brothers and sisters, without further ado, let us get into the vibrations. Of course, we're starting with the sentiment right there. Who is this person on the screen, brothers and sisters? Very interesting right there. Let me see if I can zoom in on her face. So maybe some of you guys might know this individual right there. But of course, according to this person right there, brothers and sisters, please share any information you may have on the whereabouts of Urel Matthew from Granby, who has been missing since last night, brothers and sisters. I think this was yesterday. This was posted, and as a result of this, she has been missing. For some strange reason, brothers and sisters, we are back to individuals missing yet again. And of course, the experts that are out there, the government officials and the police, who are out there, what is the point? What is the point of having the police? What is the point? I don't know. Can somebody tell me, brothers and sisters, what is the point of having the police? We know the police is out there. And it seems like it's the citizens that they tend to target, not necessarily protect the citizens per se. And when certain things happen from time to time, but based on what mainstream is happening, it seems like the police is against the very citizens. And when it comes down to finding individuals and even do investigations and research, what they doing? What? Brothers and sisters, I don't know. I haven't heard anything. Have you? If you have heard anything, brothers and sisters, or what the police is doing in regards to the situation right there, let me know that in the comment box below. Of course, news reaching DNO, brothers and sisters, indicates that 15-year-old Urel Matthew of Granby, who attends the Charles Secondary School, has been reportedly missing, according to police sources. That's where the police come in, brothers and sisters. According to police sources, a report was made to the Granby police station at about midday on Saturday, March 15th, 2025, stating that she left with a backpack with her clothes. So apparently she must have decided to disappear on her own. So it's not necessarily an abduction to say. I would urge individuals to check Salisbury now, just in case, because when some girls go missing in Salisbury, they finding them. I don't know what they're doing in Salisbury, but or she probably decide, hey, I want to go and stay by my man. You know, it have that kind of sentiment, my man. Okay, Stasha even Dominica ball, you still balling my man. That's interesting. Anyways, she has been missing since March 15, 2025. Of course, as stated, she left with a backpack with her clothes in it. Maybe she leave the country. I don't know. Maybe checking things hard. Boy, Donald Trump put in pressure. Boy, Gassa, let me go about my business. Let me go and stow away. I don't know if that is the case, brothers and sisters. Anyways, reports further stated that the teen left a note in her bedroom saying she was going where she was loved and appreciated. So apparently she must have not felt loved and appreciation right there. Or maybe her parents were strict with her, and as a result of her parents being strict, she decided, you know what, you guys don't love me, you're too strict. Sometimes it's the strictness that's showing that they love you. Yes. Sometimes you might not see it as a youngling. When you grow older, you get to see it yourself. I wish my parents were doing this and that, this, that. Or thank God my parents did this and that, or being strict with me, so I could understand how the world works and having some sort of discipline within self, so you're able to operate better in this world. Very interesting stuff. But apparently she wasn't feeling love, whatever that situation or whatever that meant. You know, hopefully she's alive and well today. But apparently she disappeared, brothers and sisters. And of course, the very people she feels and love her is actually looking for her right there. Anyways, information suggests she's on island in a hidden location in a residential area. DNO will follow the story and provide more information in detail at a later publication. So just in case, brothers and sisters, she's 15 years old. You know, she don't have right to disappear. When she reaches 16, maybe she can consent. Is consent now? Whatever it is, brothers and sisters, is 16 or 18. Where you can decide, okay, I'm making my own decisions. You have consent on yourself. Is that the case, brothers and sisters? Talk to me nicely in the comment box below. But of course, this is the face right there. Looks like a nice young lady, but you know, sometimes they tend to have their own way. Oh, own way, my girl. Your people are looking for you. Go, you looking like Mickey Mouse. Go and look for your mother and your father. They're looking for you, madam. Anyways, brothers and sisters, if you see that face wrong, you already know what to do. Okay, all right. Anyways, brothers and sisters, more importantly, well, not more importantly, but as important as this one right there, brothers and sisters, the stake of Dominica is at hand. Of course, March 19th, open Operation Restore Hope will be happening right there, brothers and sisters. Keep that in mind. Operation Restore Hope in front of this building right there, brothers and sisters. Do not forget. People don't understand how grave this is. I keep reminding you guys for a particular reason. And maybe tomorrow I might break it down, because 8 years ago, brothers and sisters, there was an article on that merit. And it seems like it is coming into fruition today. And you know what they have in mind, brothers and sisters? Dominica. They're talking about Dominica. 8 years ago, they're talking about Dominica. 8 years. All right then. Don't show up then. Don't show up. And think Peter wouldn't pay for Paul. All right. Anyway, brothers and sisters, they have this thing coming out there. Dominica's demand proper electoral reform. Let us stop fraud elections once and for all, or you or else we all lose. That is a fact. If electoral reform from Skerrit goes through, brothers and sisters, Dominica will forever lose. It will forever. There's no coming back. I don't think all you understand that right there. So let us stop the fraud, brothers and sisters. Wednesday, March 19th at 9 a.m. till outside Parliament on High Street, Roseau, brothers and sisters. No passing of deformed bills. Campaign finance matters. Your presence definitely matters. Your voice definitely matters, brothers and sisters. Bring drums and drumsticks. Make noise in the place, brothers and sisters. If they cannot hear you outside, the drums will speak, brothers and sisters. Let the African chant happen, or the Caribbean chant, whichever it is. Of course, what has changed? I don't know what else has changed. Campaign finance, your presence, no passing of reform bills. So it is important to be mindful of this sentiment right here, brothers and sisters. Be mindful of this. A message from the ERC, Electoral Reform Coalition. It is vital that people show up. Dominicans, I don't think you understand what is going on, man. You guys just don't know what's... Oh my goodness. My goodness. UWP, DFP, DLP, UPP. Were APP not there now? I don't know what APP means, but okay. A lot of people do not study what Skerrit is doing. That includes the Freedom Party, the Dominica Labour Party. I don't know what UPP is, but the United Workers Party as well. And people need to understand, 9 a.m. till outside Parliament on High Street Road. Boy, I tell you, Dominicans don't know what's up, boy. Well, you know, some of us just talk, you know, brothers and sisters. We talk and we hoping that people listen and then take action on what they listen to. But if they don't, then they will bear the consequences of their actions. Oh, yes. Yes, they definitely will. Right there, brothers and sisters. A message from Electoral Reform Coalition. It's very, very interesting right there, brothers and sisters. Now, it has been stated to me the first batch of RSS landed yesterday. The second batch is scheduled to land in Dominica later today. That was yesterday, so that was the day before right there. And it's interesting that also saw this thing right there. Why is the Barbadian Coast Guard docked in Dominica since Monday, December 16th? 2024 right there, while Dominicans are literally pleading with Skerrit for genuine electoral reform, and the coward is beating his chest as the thin god of Dominica. It appears that he and Mia Motley are in cahoots. Mia Motley of Barbados are planning an assault on the very Dominican people right there. Very interesting. The Barbados Coast Guard docked in Dominica during the late hours of December 15th ahead of the sitting of Parliament, while Mia Motley and Roosevelt... Why is Mia Motley doing this, bro? Why? Mia Motley, why? Why? For what reason? You know what is taking place with Dominica, unless you are probably one of the individuals who is for what is taking place in Dominica, so that Barbados and all the other Caribbean islands can elevate. Right now, Dominica is in last place. And the people are asking and begging a last, my God. And you send in RSS? Really? To fight the very people? Mia Motley. It's interesting. Very, very interesting indeed. Red alert protesters at the oh yes, brothers and sisters, this was also indicated right there that they're putting on the red alert. Protesters at the protest action are encouraged to look out for DLP planted troublemakers. Remember what took place on January 6th, brothers and sisters, in the United States? Those of you who don't know, where they said they stopped the Capitol and so forth and so forth. And they were blaming people and blaming Trump and all this kind of people there, when they found out that the very FBI was the one inside there instigating 26 of them, pushing their agenda to make sure that Trump takes the blame for it. They found them, brothers and sisters, years later. Imagine that. Years later, they finally found the truth. With that sentiment right there, brothers and sisters, we are seeing the same thing in Dominica. And I think that is what took place on February 7, 2017. Where there were other operatives, DLP operatives could be, well, I shouldn't say DLP, but scared operatives, it could be, brothers and sisters, that were the ones allegedly creating trouble in Roseau. And then they blamed it on United Workers' Party. It's very interesting. Now, this is another part that you're having right there, brothers and sisters, saying red alert, protesters at the protest action are encouraged to look out for DLP planted troublemakers amongst us. Remember when they had the meeting with Leta? And there was a particular operative that was inside there pretending like he was one of the folks. And the people were like, who is this guy? Well, brothers and sisters, be mindful of that right there. I remember in certain other rallies that the United Workers' Party and other members had. And I remember when they came to Portsmouth one time, there were people dressed in plain clothes, but they were working for the other team. They were dressed in plain clothes. I videotaped some of them, brothers and sisters. Very interesting what is happening right now, brothers and sisters. So be mindful of the planted troublemakers at the protests right there. Hopefully I'll be there for these, brothers and sisters, so I can clip. Yes, man, we clip in, we clip in, man. Of course, there we strong. Now, talking about clipping, brothers and sisters, something that need to be unclipped is the pricing that is happening in the Nation of the Caribbean, Dominica, brothers and sisters. I remember corned beef. That very corned beef that you're seeing right there, brothers and sisters, used to be about $4. Yes, brothers and sisters, $4 for that thing right there. $26.25 for that today. 26. Who can buy a pip? And that not 646 or anything. That's one tin of corned beef is worth $26.25. Now, brothers and sisters, I don't understand the merit of this. However, I understand demand and supply. I don't know much about that sentiment right there. But if this is in high supply, brothers and sisters, my God, why you have it at $26.25? Why? It's interesting to find out that prices around Dominica are going up. I remember the Vitamol thing that we used to buy for $3, $4, $3.50, $4, even $4 maybe. Well, recently it went to $4. It used to be $3 and $3.50, not $4. $3 and $3.50. $3.50. Today that is $5, brothers and sisters. Some people want to sell it at $6. Yes. The canned Vitamol I'm talking about. Corned beef is $26.25. Now, brothers and sisters, I always have this thought process as to why certain things are happening. Why are these things happening? And on DBS radio, brothers and sisters, we had a bit of a statement coming out from the Chinese. Yes, the Chinese are in Dominica excelling themselves. Nothing wrong with that, But at what cost is this intentional? Listen to this, brothers and sisters.
Chinese ambassador to Dominica, His Excellency Chu Maoming says...
Chu Maoming, yes, Chu Maoming.
A distribution center of Chinese goods will be established in Dominica.
Say that again.
Excellency Chu Maoming says a distribution center of Chinese goods will be established in Dominica.
A distribution center of Chinese goods will be set up in Dominica. A distribution of Chinese goods. Don't keep it, my brothers and sisters. I have no idea what that means. No. And the reason why I'm saying I have no idea, because sometimes Chinese come and do things in Dominica, then they use the materials that they've made in Dominica and sell it in their stores. So that could be Dominica, or it could be where they manipulate the crops of Dominica, and because they create a new crop from it, then they sell it in their stores. Is that the case? Or are they talking about bringing stuff from China to Dominica, because they say Chinese goods, bringing it to Dominica and then having Dominican people sell it? Now, brothers and sisters, nothing wrong with that, per se. But on the merit of trying to elevate the very local people, that seems to be a disadvantage for the local people. You know why? Because the Chinese obviously going to have cheaper products right there. Cheaper products. And if the Chinese products come and sell and is in competition with the Dominicans, who already have a massive disadvantage, Dominican already has a massive disadvantage in their own country, to then bring in this new Chinese. It's like the government doesn't look to say, okay, the people are suffering, the people are suffering. Maybe not now. Maybe not now. When the people elevate a little more, then okay, fine, they can come in, But the government doesn't care at all. This is why, brothers and sisters, I say this has to be intentional. When corned beef is $26.25, they might come and sell corned beef for $1.25. Yes, Lord. The question is, would that be corned beef? That would be the question right there. But hey, if you want to buy corned beef in Chinese store, all the best to you.
Will be established in Dominica. Well, he told the press on Friday that the initiative will see the collaboration of both Dominican and Chinese interests.
How? I'm guessing when they're talking about Dominican interests, that means they're going to be hiring Dominicans to sell things in the store. Huh? Isn't that what the interest of Dominica is? They'll say, oh, employment, that is the interest of Dominicans. Then they pay the Dominican the minimum wage, while they make the massive profits, having serious competition amongst Dominicans, which obviously most likely will sell products a bit more expensive than the Chinese ones. You understand the kind of conundrum that is happening in Dominica right now? The very government is working against its people. What is the MOU? That is the question right there, brothers and sisters. On what merit? Well, sometimes we ask the question, but we know the answers, Because when you see a Chinese coming and announce on Dominica Broadcasting Station that they're coming to set up a distribution center for Chinese goods, I mean, it pretty much lets you know what the MOU is stating. The question here is, brothers and sisters, with that understanding, are the people then just going to say, okay, you know what, things are happening in the country, that pretty rest, hey, that's what they're giving us? Isn't that by design, brothers and sisters, what is taking place? Isn't that by design? All these things that are happening to Dominica, brothers and sisters, isn't this by design? More Chinese stores are opening up, more Chinese distribution centers are coming in, all these things. And you know what the Chinese stores are going to do? They're going to go towards their own distribution centers. One of the things when it comes down to the Chinese, they always put their people first. Even though the country doesn't want to put their people first, the Chinese will always put their people first. So if they know there's a Chinese tire shop there, and there's a local tire shop there, and the local tire shop might be closer, they will go to the Chinese tire shop. Even if it's an hour away, they will go there. The locals don't care. If they look at, oh, that person is cheaper, I'll go there. That's how it is, brothers and sisters, when it comes down to our fellow black people.
The distribution center of Chinese goods is a project that reached between leaders of China and Dominica.
Leaders of China and Dominica, which of course makes you wonder that this is part of the MOU, because it's not looking about the targeting of the local folks. It's talking about the leaders, brothers and sisters of China and Dominica.
It's a project that reached between leaders of China and Dominica. As an embassy, we are working with our Dominican friends to implement it. Several days ago, or 2 weeks ago, there's a delegation coming from a city that is in Zhejiang province, where my colleague is from. That city is very famous for commodities. I've noticed that many friends across the world would go to that city to purchase. And I think that is a very good city.
So when they talk about Chinese goods, they literally mean Chinese goods. So the question I was asking earlier on about if they are growing their own products in Dominica and then come and sell it in the Chinese stores, take that out. That is out of the question right there. That is not going to happen. He's talking about going to a particular city in China so they can bring their products down to sell and compete with the rest of Dominicans. No, brothers and sisters, in my eyes, that is not really a competition. You know why? Because the products are cheap. Obviously, they're going to be cheaper than the other products in Dominica. So therefore, this business most likely be a hit. Now, we're talking about a collaborative effort between the Chinese leaders and the Dominican leaders. Does that mean that the government or the leaders, whoever the leaders, the Dominican leaders are, probably put monies together so that they can, you know, put it under somebody's name and then be drawing funds from it? So that the leaders are the ones benefiting. The Chinese leaders and the Dominican leaders are the ones benefiting from it. Then again, making the very citizens last kakarot yet again. Not true? Oh, okay.
I've noticed that many friends.
No, brothers and sisters, before I continue, as I'm saying this there, sometimes competition is good, especially in the capitalistic societies. What my understanding is, I'm for capitalism when it comes down to the elevation. You work hard, you play hard. But when the officials themselves are literally working against you, I find that is a big problem. And they're doing things for themselves, it seems. Because the Chinese embassy individual is talking about, this is a collaborative effort from whom? The Chinese leadership and the Dominican leadership. Bruh. I mean, come on. Isn't that intentional? Don't you think this is intentional? And you think this is not intentionally against the Dominican people? And then they'll come and say, support local. All right. Yes, man.
That city is very famous for commodities. I've noticed that many friends across the world would go to that city to purchase. And I think that is a very good city to cooperate with the Dominican side to establish this kind of distribution center of Chinese goods. And a particular company is discussing another party.
Hold on, let me bring that back a little. You're talking about distribution of Chinese goods. Is there any measure of distribution of Dominican goods in China? Have the government and the Chinese leadership also established a link where they have Dominican goods or Dominican distribution of goods in China? Is there anything of that sort there? Because it seems like this is just a one party aspect. China bringing the goods to Dominica and that's it. What about Dominica bringing the goods to China? Will the Dominican leadership and the Chinese leadership collaborate together to bring forth distribution of the Dominican goods in China? That is an important question right there. Don't you think so? I think so. I really do think so right there. Because then you have more population in China. You have more population. You also have different Caribbean people in China as well who will also like to participate in this kind of venture. So don't you think that there should be some sort of measure in that regard where there's Dominican distribution of goods in China as well? Why is it always when it comes to China it's a one-sided thing? When there's projects, they bring down their workers in Dominica. When there's different things happening, they do things among themselves. Why is it always one-sided? Or is it a bad thing? Oh, look at the thought process came down. Is this a bad thing though? Because if the Chinese are doing that for their own people, why don't the black people do that for their own people? But then again, you have the other question here is, the very black people who are the leadership of black people in Dominica, they are the ones keeping other black people, the local black people, down. Which is why I indicated about the selling of stuff. They are more catering to the Chinese than they're catering to the local people. Why don't they have the foreigners being taxed higher? Because one of the things I noticed Donald Trump is doing, he's trying to tax foreign goods and then lessen the tax on local goods. So why doesn't the same thing apply to Dominica? Why don't they tax foreign goods, put tariffs on it, and then in Dominica make the goods cheaper or less taxes? Wouldn't that make sense? I think it will make sense, brothers and sisters. Talk to me nicely in the comment box below.
Company is discussing another party or another partner here in Dominica. They have, to my knowledge, signed some kind of memorandum of understanding.
Of course, the MOU. They sign a MOU and the people don't know about it. We just hear any Chinese man come and say they're trying to bring distribution centers and they have another partner coming in and sign a MOU that Dominicans have no clue about. Okay.
And it's a kind of a commercial operation. So I would not elaborate on certain things on location.
But is the MOU that's in relation to Dominica? You don't want to elaborate on it? I wonder when the press conference come, will the people, the journalists that are there, because apparently they don't want me there. The journalists should ask that question. I think they should. What are your thoughts, guys? Do you think that should be the case?
The amount of goods and those kind of things, it will be discussed by the two partners. So I hope this project will bring a lot of benefits to the local people.
How? A lot of benefits to the local people? You plan to bring products to sell to Dominica, eh? What is the benefit? Dominicans giving you their money and enriching the other individuals, both the leaders and the Chinese, both the Dominican leaders and the Chinese leaders. This is a collaborative effort from the Chinese leaders and the Dominican leaders. That's what he said. It's not me that said that, no. That's what he said. So how is it a benefit to get the products? Would that be the benefit, brothers and sisters? Well, what I have to say is this, brothers and sisters. TikTok, brothers and sisters. March 19, 2025. TikTok. Anyways, brothers and sisters, what are your thoughts, man? Leave your thoughts in the comment box below. This is pretty much all about for these vibrations. And of course, don't forget to click the thumbs up button. I would appreciate that right there. Click the like button. And of course, if you've not done so yet, subscribe, brothers and sisters. Subscribe and turn on that post notifications so you can get the latest vibrations when they do tend to come through, as well as you become part of the Mystelics family right there. Anyways, brothers and sisters, by Mystelics once again. Be real. Salute the King always. Be positive.